Imagine waking up Monday morning knowing, not hoping, knowing that your business is going to grow this month. Your team knows what they're working toward. You're not the bottleneck anymore. And for the first time in a long time, the business feels like it's working for you instead of the other way around. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when small business owners make one specific adjustment to how they run their business. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what that adjustment is. You're going to walk away with a clear direction for your business, a compelling target worth chasing, and a 90-day mission your team can actually rally around. The three things that turn stalled growth into consistent, predictable revenue growth. Dan Marantz was a client of mine and said, "Dave helped me transform my business from fair to wonderful, all while having a real life to enjoy." So this is for you if you're running an advisor-based small business doing solid revenue, maybe $300,000 to $500,000, but you're overworked, growth is flatlined, and you know there's a next level you haven't been able to reach. This video is your roadmap to scale your business without burning out. So let's go. Here's what we're covering. First, exactly why your business growth is stalled, and I promise you, it's not what you think. There's a specific root cause, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Second, what the one adjustment actually looks like inside a small business like yours. Concrete, three-part, and actionable today. And third, where to start today. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a dead simple exercise that pulls all three parts of this business growth framework together in under 20 minutes. So you'll leave today with an actual plan, not just good intentions. Make sure you stick around for that. Now, let's get into it. You started your business with a vision. Maybe it was to make the kind of money that matched your talent. Maybe it was to stop trading your time for someone else's dream. Maybe it was to build something in your community that actually made a difference. It's probably a combination of all three. More money, more freedom, more impact. And it worked. Clients were coming in. Revenue was building. You were doing the thing. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. Business growth slowed down. The work that used to produce results started creating burnout instead. Your business plateaued. And that's dangerous. Plateaus typically lead to more band-aid fixes to a structural problem. The complexity compounds. The margin shrinks. The business gets harder to run, not easier. And plateaus can become permanent. When that happens, every year looks just like the last. But you're older and more tired. The original dream, the money, the freedom, the impact, it doesn't disappear overnight, but it starts to fade. The good news, it's fixable with one adjustment to your business strategy. And I'm going to show you exactly what that is. Your business is like a high-performance engine. When the engine timing is off, it doesn't stop running. It just runs rough, burns more fuel, loses power, and eventually the wear and tear catches up with it. And it requires an adjustment to get back to running fast and smooth. Your business is the same way. You don't need an overhaul. You need an adjustment, a calibration, a small change that creates a massive difference in performance. When you make that adjustment, business growth stops being something that happens to you and starts becoming something you drive. Consistent, predictable, month after month. You get your time back, 10 or more hours a week that you're currently spending on things that shouldn't need you. That time comes back when the business runs on direction instead of reaction. Work gets done without you having to hold everything together. Your team steps up because good people perform when direction is clear. And the original dream, the money, the freedom, the impact you started this whole thing for, it stops feeling like a fantasy and starts feeling achievable again. That's what scaling a business without burnout actually looks like. So let me show you exactly how to get there. One adjustment, three parts, simple and actionable, so you can start today. It's not a new marketing strategy. It's not a hiring plan. It's not another productivity hack. The adjustment is this. You have to drive growth deliberately, with direction, with targets, and with a mission your whole business can rally around. Most small business owners are waiting for growth to happen. The adjustment makes it inevitable. Here are the three parts. First, define direction. The number one reason businesses hit a revenue plateau isn't competition or the economy. It's that the owner doesn't have a clear, defined direction for where the business is actually going. In the words of Yogi Berra, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else. Without a clear destination, every decision is a guess. Every priority negotiable. Every shiny opportunity looks equally valid. which means nothing gets the full commitment it deserves. Defining direction means answering 3 questions. Where is your business going in the next 3 to 5 years? What does it look like when it's working the way you've always imagined? Why does it matter? To you, your team, your clients, your community. Purpose is fuel. Without it, the grind wins every time. When you define direction clearly, decisions get easier, priorities become obvious, and that constant low-grade anxiety of feeling like you're behind, it starts to lift. Here's your action step. Define the direction for your business. What do you want it to look like 3 to 5 years from now? Write it down. One clear picture. Now, don't overthink it. Just write it. Now that you know where you're going, here's the piece that makes it real. And this is where most small business owners leave money on the table. Step 2, create compelling targets. Direction tells you where you're going. Compelling targets let you know how to get there. But most business owners get this wrong. They set goals that are either too vague to mean anything or too big to feel real. A target you don't believe in isn't a target. It's just a number on a whiteboard. Here's what the research says. McKinsey found that companies with a clearly defined and communicated target grow revenue up to 30% faster than those without. Not a new product, not a new market, not a bigger team. Just targets that are clear, shared, and real. 30% faster business growth. Here's the difference. A weak target sounds something like this. I want to grow revenue this year. A compelling target, we're adding $10,000 a month in recurring revenue by the end of Q3. One creates anxiety, the other creates momentum. When targets are compelling, your team knows what winning looks like. Accountability becomes something they own, not something you enforce. Progress becomes visible, and that's one of the most underrated drivers of sustainable business growth. This is where the engine runs clean. The timing is right. The power is going somewhere specific. So, your action step. Define one clear target to hit between now and the end of the year. Realistic, measurable, impactful. Write it down and put it somewhere where you and your team can see it. Directions and targets will take you a long way. But without this third part, the whole thing stalls. And this is the piece nobody talks about. Step 3, engaging in exciting missions. Let me tell you about Walt Disney. When Walt Disney was building Disneyland, he didn't tell his team they were building a theme park. He told them they were creating the happiest place on earth. And that distinction changed everything. Janitors weren't just cleaning up trash, they were protecting the magic. Designers weren't laying out attractions, they were engineering joy. That level of care and ownership, you can't manage into existence. You can only inspire it into existence. That's what an exciting mission does. It reframes the work, makes ordinary roles feel extraordinary, and produces a standard of performance that no amount of oversight can manufacture. An exciting mission isn't a corporate value statement nobody reads. It's a clear, energizing picture of what you're building, who you're building it for, and what it means to win together, and how you're going to do it. When your team believes in the mission, the bottleneck breaks. The owner stops being the engine and starts becoming the driver. Work gets delegated, not just dumped. And business growth, it becomes real, consistent, and predictable. The natural output of a business that finally knows where it's going and why. That's the adjustment. Not 3 separate things, one adjustment in 3 connected parts. Direction feeds the targets fuel the mission, and the mission drives the growth. So here's your action step. Write one sentence that describes what winning looks like for your business and who it serves in the next 90 days. Then share that with your team this week. Not next month, this week. Okay, remember where we started. It's Monday morning, and you know, not hope, you know that your business is growing this month. You have clear direction, a compelling target worth chasing, a team that knows exactly what winning looks like in the next 90 days. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when you make the adjustment. 3 things. Define your direction. Where is your business going in the next 3 to 5 years? Create a compelling target, one measurable result by the end of this year. And engage your team in an exciting mission. One sentence shared this week. Not more work, not another tool, just direction, targets, and mission, working together to drive consistent, predictable growth. I've put together a cheat sheet that walks you through all 3 parts in a simple 1-page format that you can fill out in under 20 minutes. That's the exercise I promised you at the start of this video. Grab it using the link below. It's free, and it's the fastest way to turn what you just learned today into real momentum. And if you want to go deeper with how to scale your business without burning out, watch the $1 Million Plus Practice Framework video right here. The link is below in the description. I break down the complete system and show you exactly how I work with clients to scale towards 7 figures without burning out. You didn't start your business to be busy. You started it to make more money, have more freedom, and have a greater impact. And that's exactly what's on the other side of this adjustment. Now go make it happen.